Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how I made this leather and wool minimal wallet. You're going to take some Veg Tan leather. This is 1.5 or 1.8 mil thick. I made a quick template on the computer, printed it off and carefully marked that with a very light score just around the edges. Then using a set square, just cut all the way through the leather. I took some 600 grit sandpaper just to smooth off the edges and get rid of some of the larger leather fibres. Next I took my slicker tool and just slicked around all the edges of the wallet. The next bit gets quite messy, so I laid down some paper. I'm using Fibing's water-based dye here. This is the dark brown colour. I gave it a quick shake first, and then using a wool dauber just stirred it in. Knock off any of the excess dye, and then just started to put it straight onto the leather. I wanted to give it an aged look already, so I just applied the dye in random directions. And also apply the dye to all the edges as well. Next turned it over, and the back of the leather is obviously slightly thicker, so you need to go on with quite a bit of the dye to get full coverage. Next, just take a random cloth and just buff off any of the excess dye still sat on the top of the leather wallet. I'm using 100% wool felt here. And using some very sharp fabric cutting scissors, just cut the section off you need. Using the groover tool, just mark around the edges of the wallet exactly where you need to do stitching. Next up, we're going to hammer in the holes needed for the saddle stitching later. You're going to want to put something underneath the wallet just to add a little bit more protection. Work your way around all the grooves. I just open the holes up slightly more by running a needle through them. Next, take some impact adhesive. Lay down your leather. I'm using a scrap bit of card here just as a guide to make sure that I didn't get the glue anywhere else. It's really strong stuff and can actually ruin the leather if you get it on the front edge of it, so be really careful not to. Next, apply the same area on the matching piece of wool. Leave to set for about 5 minutes. Just line the two up and just push it down all over. Leave that to set for about another 5 minutes. I just marked up where I needed to cut the groove and work my way around the wallet. Same again, cut the holes with a hole punch. And again with the glue on both sides, the wallet and then the matching wool as well. Here I'm using 0.6 mil waxed thread. Measure out at least 3 times the length in the thread. Thread the needle and make sure it's on there nice and tight. Do that at both ends. Then just saddle stitch the two together. When you get to the end, go backwards about 3, maybe 4 holes. This will just mean that it's a really tight, secure fit. Once you've done that, cut off the excess thread and take a lighter and just burn the edges. And do the same on the other side. Take a hammer and just really gently knock in any of the thread that might be sticking out a little. Get a bit of water and just with your finger rub it down the middle. Carefully fold over the wallet, line up the edges, and just with your fingers push down on the seam. The water just softens it up and allows it to slide down. I took some metal stamps so I could punch in some letters. Wet the leather a little bit where you're going to need to do this. And here it is, the finished product. What's great about this design is you can mix and match different colours. Here you can see I've done a black dye with red thread. You can even leave the leather completely undyed and just let the leather get a natural patina.